Ladies and gentlemen, with this, it is time for us to move to our next speaker. We have with us Dr. Souha Akiki. Dr. Souha Akiki is president and founder of Innovative Knowledge Institute and Paris Graduate School. She is an effective communicator, motivator, and leader. She has a rich and varied background experience spanning over a 30-year period in academia, including director level positions in administration and finance. She has been successfully handling various roles as a strategic developer, leader, academic director, author, and mentor, concurrently with management positions held at academic institutions. She has lectured on subjects such as marketing, international business, entrepreneurship, and international relations. Whether in academics or corporate environment, Dr. Souha embraces the challenges and enjoys the diversity of working with international profiles. She is a member of the panel at UNESCO, and on October 5, 2011, the World Teachers Day, and holds a doctorate in international relations, specialized in the challenges of brain-based learning, and a master in business administration. Dr. Souha organized conferences January 2013 on Iran nuclear situation versus the Saudi fundamentalist Salafist. Another conference on April 2012 was organized on the French intervention in Mali and the economic and business post-war. It is indeed a pleasure to have here with us, Dr. Souha, once again. And I would like to tell our participants, we have the privilege of having Dr. Souha with us earlier also in our International Faculty Development Program, where she delivered a very meaningful talk on ethics in research. It was a wonderful session. And Dr. Souha, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, all of us are eager to listen to you. So I would request you to address our participants, please. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know if I prepared a presentation, but I can discuss more than having the PowerPoint, maybe. Let me check if I can share my screen.
Sure, ma'am.
Is it okay? Can you see?
Ma'am, right now it's not visible.
Okay, no problem. I will go on. So my speech today is especially on the future of education. Not only future, is the new ways of education still going on, popping up, but I don't know, it's not working. No problem. So I wanted to have some thoughts with you on all the changes of education happening nowadays. First thought is how to consider the things to develop present day industry and education for the future. I want to tell you that our education system worldwide is not ready, is not meeting the industry needs. So when I was a director of an American university here in Paris, and after I opened my own university, private, and I realized that we have some students who are not ready and who are not compatible with the normal cycle of education in all countries. So I decided to have mostly research-based education, even for the bachelor students. And it's working really very well because I feel all the parents, they want their children to be university graduates, to be a doctor or engineer or lawyer, but we have many other professions who are really technical and other kinds of professions who are honorable, and we need people in this field, and we need people to understand that they know how to study, to research, to do their own jobs. So what are we getting now from the present, even in Europe? I'm talking about France even. They go to university, And what are we doing? We are manufacturing unemployed once they get their university degree, which is unfair for our youngsters and the new graduates. So, for example, last year, we graduated in France around 800,000 new graduates, which means, and I don't want to exaggerate, at least half will be unemployed because they will not get a job. Now, I think education should meet the industry needs, should work on this, because the future of education is going to be very, very vital on this in this matter. So many things changed over the pandemic now. So we will have a revolution for a better concept, artificial intelligence. Now we are opening a new master in cybersecurity. We have a lovely graduate student who graduated last December, and he was hired by NATO as a cybersecurity advisor. So he will be taking care of this. So, and I think we need to go over this status quo, what we are facing nowadays in education. Now, how we can perform this after the post-pandemic? So we have now, I think, I don't know if you've heard of the diversity. We need people from all over the world, lots of culture, multicultural people, multicultural students, multicultural teachers, and that's why we have chosen to go to Africa, to Bangladesh. Now we have centers in Bangladesh, in Africa, in Myanmar, and in Greece. So we don't want to stay where we are, and now we are going completely online because I believe that of course, we are not going to be 100% online, which means we will be accepting students to come to France or to Greece, to be able to have to meet once a year like this. And so that's, I think, the future of education. We need to move on. We shouldn't be nostalgic of the old methods. The old methods are good. I'm not saying that some students are ready for the old methods, but some others are not. So, and we have to, we cannot have standardized learning for everybody. We have to know who needs what and to offer it to them. So that's why IKI, Innovative Knowledge Institute Postgraduate School, is working on this new system. Now, reforms are always, they will have enemies. They will have not only enemies, they will, always we have someone who will be against reforms because they are a little bit nostalgic from the old system. But usually I say adaptability is a sign of intelligence. We need to move on. We need to adapt to new systems. We need to adapt to the new way of living. We cannot live in Middle Ages now, the Middle Ages system now. So that's why people should adapt to the future. So what do we need now? So we have to start from the primary schools, improving schools, improving the teachers' quality, the education standards. And also we were discussing with some colleagues, they were saying that we need to have birth control, to have less, that's really ridiculous, but anyway, to have less students, to have less kids, to have good quality education. I don't agree. We can have good quality education with as many humans as we can, but quality of education, it's we decide what do we want to be. We decide what our industry is needing nowadays, Because if the future, the new generation is not ready to the new challenges of life, which means we are not succeeding. And what does it mean, succeed? Succeeding is failing and standing up after. We need to fail to be able to understand what are we expected to do. So, and to be honest with my students, I always do some lots of roles play to show them that failure is not a negative point in your life. Failure is positive, especially when you stand up after the failure. And we need to continue improving the education system. And if we don't, it will be really unfortunate for all of us. So we'll have the Baldrige criteria is about improving schools, improving primary schools, secondary schools, and also we need a good leadership in the schools, a good strategic planning, measurement, analysis, and knowledge, and of course the workforce. So if we don't adapt to the new to the new system, to the needs of the industry, which means we will be continuing manufacturing unemployed people for the future and misery for the future. I don't know, here I'm talking about Europe, so we will be having a reform in education. In Asia, I'm sure you have different ways of education, especially your universities are huge. I think the biggest university here in Europe is the smallest in India or in China, a number of students. So it's really completely different from what we are facing here in Europe, especially the pandemic showed that we are really missing a lot of new technology, of new education system. And also in managing the pandemic, it showed that we are not really ready, because when whatever we do, it leads to education. All our life depends on the education, primary and after secondary and after university. So I think that's what we should look into, and that's why we decided in 2013, we started even before the pandemic, that students should study and work. It's like on the basket training, and research, because they do their own research and they understand what they are talking about. It doesn't mean only sitting in the class and listening to a teacher for hours, sometimes most of the time they start daydreaming, and that's it's not a good way of education. I taught in big universities in France, and I had big amphitheaters. You can be the comedian to be able to attract the attention of the students for an hour. It's too much. We need something more attractive to the students, which means we need them to do their own work, a topic they love to work on it,